haven't checked it out, I know most of you have, please go watch our latest episode that was just this past weekend with Blake Wright. Oh man, it was a great time sitting and talking with him. He was a lot of fun to like really get to know and see what he's about. Really, really awesome. And definitely some great advice, right off the bat. If there's something you want in the world and it's not there, make it yourself. That's really, really, really powerful words. And Rhea, thank you. Hooray. Sorry. Thank you. Don't forget to like the video. Absolutely, guys. Hit that like button. If you haven't already, hit subscribe. I'm pretty sure just about everybody here subscribed already to this channel. So, again, I really, really appreciate that. It's a long way to climb up to 100, but then, I'll be definitely doing a bit of a celebration just to hit 100 subscribers. Earlier this year, I just spent most of my time, a bunch of you guys would see me in the chats and, watching stuff like, Geek Dad Life and, Toy Anxiety, Mega J Retro. So for me to actually be here doing this myself, it's really, really phenomenal. So basically, on my solo channel here, away from the Toy Frenzy show, plan on doing, if you want a couple of toy hunts going out there. I know in 2 weeks' time, I'm going to be setting up an interview with the local toy shop that I had visited this past weekend, Random Treasures. Already spoke with the owner, so I'll be going over there doing a little tour of the store, showing off a lot of what they have. I know quite a few of you guys aren't local, but I know a couple of you are. So definitely, if you get a chance, check out Random Treasures in Rosedale. For those of you that are local here, they've got a ton of good stuff and really reasonable overall prices from what I've seen compared to third-party sellers online. And the best part for us local people is no shipping when it's local, and you can just pick it up. And let's see, we got my sister in the house, Carol. Thank you for showing up tonight. I really, really appreciate it. And she's going to have something in the mail for me that I will be showing off at a later date. And that's going to be really, really awesome. I'll be doing different toy reviews as well. All the good Motu-centric stuff. Most of you guys know what I collect. Masterverse, I'm heavy into the new Eternia line. Definitely going to be looking for the Princess of Power stuff to hit the shelves here because that She-Ra and the Catra look phenomenal. I watched a review of the hwat and saw some stuff about the arm being a little loose. So I'm going to see if when I can finally pick up mine, if the arm's loose on mine, if that's a overall thing. But yeah, so hopefully that's not really too bad of a joint issue. I thought you had my address, so I will definitely be getting that to you. I'll text it to you a little bit later after the live. So that way we can get that done. So folks, one of the big things with this video here tonight is just really wanted to touch base with everybody. I'm going to be trying to post at least once a week, more than likely, because I know the week gets pretty busy if you watch a lot of the different toy streams. Again, we got Toy Geeks on Sunday with Geek Dad Life and Jay there. We've got Mega J Retro Saturday mornings, 1 a.m. That's always a good one to hit. And Toy Anxieties on, Tuesdays, 9:30. And yeah, these are all the channels that I watch. They were the inspiration for me to actually get here and do this. So, yeah, they can fill up your schedule real quick. I know Duchess of Darkness, she always does Wicked Wednesdays on her channel. If you haven't checked it out already, definitely go check out her channel. Every Wednesday, she does premiere Wicked Wednesdays, which is perfect for this time of the year. Definitely puts you in the mood for spooky season. So check that out. And then we've also got TC Harris in the house. What's going on, Tro? Good to see you. Thank you for making it. No worries about being late. We're just getting started and underway. And honestly, I got to say, I'm impressed with my turnout overall. I wasn't sure this many people would be jumping on and getting here. So I really, really appreciate you all being here tonight. But Also, just wanted to go find out from you guys if there's any kind of content that you guys would like to see. Um, Definitely throw me some ideas. Down to do it. Normally do most of the interview stuff with Skelevator on Toy Frenzies, but I'll be setting up some stuff probably with more local people here. That would definitely be great. Well, I appreciate you getting here early, man. Really, really appreciate that, gamer bud. It just wouldn't feel right if you weren't in the chat, man. It really wouldn't. So I'm glad you were here. You were waiting for it. I know I tried to go live a couple weeks ago. Unfortunately, I had some technical difficulties. Was not able to get to live that night. So today, everything just fell into the right place. I had everything set up hours ahead of time this morning. Even managed to figure out how to do video editing real quick and threw together that little intro you saw at the beginning of the show. So that was really exciting for me because I've never tried video editing before, ever. So I was really happy that that actually worked out well. And definitely going to be trying to get into some more of that stuff. All right, let's see. Here we got Rick coming in. Question about your lives. When are you going to be doing them during the week? Every Monday? Let us know. So right now, yeah, I was getting into that. Got a little sidetracked. Sorry, I'm used to having somebody to bounce conversation off with, and I get a little pause to collect my thoughts. But yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be every Monday night at about 9 o'clock. I may actually decide to go a little bit earlier. I know that might be a little bit more difficult for people on the West Coast, though, so I'll have to think about that some. But it's football season and there's Monday Night Football, and I know some people are fans and they enjoy watching that. So I certainly look. I'm not going to try to compete with the NFL. That's a losing battle. It's bad enough I'm already taking on WWE with Monday Night Raw, trying to do the Monday night time slot. So yeah, for sure. Mondays though definitely seems to be when I'll be doing my posts. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Give you guys something to look forward to for those depressing Mondays everybody hates. See, Troll with the Gunpla Transformers, maybe some anime themed toys is a question their quality. Yeah, sure, definitely. I can get into some of that because there's always some good stuff. You know me, man, big Dragon Ball Z fan, and it'd be definitely a good excuse to pick up a couple of those and check out and see what they're all about. Gunpla is always a lot of fun. Very time consuming though, so I'll be checking those out. Let's see here, we got Eric Adams. Do some throwback reviews, retrospectives on old series, Cops, Masks, Visionaries, stuff like that. Yeah, definitely plan on trying to look at some of those. I have some vintage toys of my own right now that I can go through some of those. But looking for like Visionaries and stuff like that, a little tough to find. But now that I know a good toy store to hit up, it's not completely impossible to find the good stuff. So yeah, I'll be definitely taking a look at some of the older toys and talking about all the fun that we had, the powerhouse that Playmates was in the 90s with all those different franchises under their belt, like Dick Tracy and stuff like that. That'll be a lot of fun to do. See, Nolan, if you or anyone is interested, Resurrection Toys is doing Clash of the Titans Kraken. That I'm gonna have to check out. Wow, give me just a moment here. Let me see if I can. I'm still new to all this stuff, so give me a sec here. Let me see if I can even bring that up and try to share screen real quick. Resurrection Toys. You know what? I'll just probably pick up some slides and try to do a live the other time. I was thinking about the problems that Mad Hatter had when he was trying to do a share screen and ended up creating tunnel vision. So I'll take a little bit and just kind of go with the flow with what I have right now, and we'll worry about doing that later. But yeah, I'll definitely look into those, pull up some pictures, maybe go through some slides, and we'll take a look into Resurrection Toys Clash of the Titans, because those the old school Clash of the Titans toys were something to behold back in the day. So it'd be really neat to check out some more modern, up to date ones. Gamer Bud, I'm a big Gunpla fan. Got about 30 kits sitting behind me that I should probably dust. Yeah, man, definitely. I know it can be a chore when you have a big toy collection open to try and dust all those. Preaching to the choir here. So you got to post some pictures of those on your IG. I don't know if I've seen those on there before, but I would definitely be down to check out some of your collection on that. See, there's a new Gundam game on PC that's free and it's pretty good if you like Overwatch style games. Okay, yeah, I'll definitely check it out. I haven't dabbled as much into gaming in most recent years. Used to be a really, really big gamer and gotten into that, but last couple years I kind of eased off of it a little bit. And of course, over the last 2 years with trying to hunt down all these new Masters of the Universe toys, 3 separate toy lines trying to keep up with. Yeah, it's a lot of work to go out there and try to find these things. So gaming has not been on my mind, but free is free. So that's always good to do. I have them on my IG, posted them over a year ago. So I have to scroll. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I'll definitely, I'll scroll way back and see about finding those. Always up to see some good Gunpla. I know a good friend of mine, Trent, he actually does a lot of the Gunpla stuff. And he's even done like some of the Megazord and the Dragon Zord. Those things are awesome, man. Always been a big fan of those. It's actually a big Zoids fan too back in the day. I used to like collecting those and building the kits and everything. Those were a lot of fun. So it's a shame they're so expensive now. It's so hard to find one of the big fun factors about like the Zoids is the building of the Zoid and everything like that. And it's hard to find unbuilt kits so that you can build it yourself. But it's still great just to get them in hand. Of course, the plastic gets a little fragile from the really old kits. But I did enjoy a lot of those. Those were really cool. Just some other toy collections that I'm definitely into. NECA Aliens, got a couple of those. Always wanted to build my own dioramas and Hive for that. Currently, they're all like packed away in a box right now. Kenner Aliens, Kenner Predator, got actually pretty much the whole collection of those, just not the vehicles. So at some point in time, I'll have to be getting all those out and dusting them off and getting them set up on a display and take some pictures, and I'll get it posted to my IG. All right. Gamer Bud, the mini plug kits are amazing, but kind of pricey with the size that they are. It's honestly almost just about anything these days. The prices on a lot of toys are just in some areas they're taking it away. I know earlier I was watching Jay from Geek Dad Life. He was doing a review of Super 7's Slash that he just picked up. And the price of that guy is $54.99 for a single figure. I mean, sure, you're getting you get a whole lot with it. You get like 2 full sets of accessories, one that's in the paint scheme of the old Playmates version, and then the more high quality 2-toned weapons with the ultimates. And I mean, for $54.99, it's just out of reach. For me, I have a hard time spending that kind of price. I have a hard time spending on the deluxe for the Masterverse figures at $32.99 when it's a single figure. So it's one of those times where the toy companies are definitely going to be tested on what we're willing to spend for toys. So yeah, that's going to be really cool to get into, though. Seeing where things go now that we've put our foot down on certain items. The Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider HasLab still got people backing out of it. The Motu 4-pack right now still available. It's not really moving, but I have seen a lot of people start posting their pictures of that, and I gotta say the figures do look great. I just still can't swallow that $150 price tag for 4 different versions of He-Man and the retro box. I mean, it's definitely a collector piece, celebrating 40 years of He-Man on TV in media. Technically, it's 39 years because it's next year is going to be the full 40th anniversary of He-Man on TV. But still, absolutely wonderful to see. And I'm really happy for those people that got it too. I mean, if you got the scratch and you feel it's worth it, pick it up. They look gorgeous. Original yeah, those are pretty tough to find these days. You might still be able to find some legacy ones, which are pretty neat because the legacy Zords also can attach with other legacy Zords as well. So, like if you've got Power Ranger Zords from another line, the legacy collection, there was some modularity with those. So you should be able to connect those, and that's pretty cool. See here, Thanos Copter. My old roommate used to be big into Zoids. He left a ton of them in my garage. Hey, man, those are a lot of fun to play with, and they were really, really cool model kits. I was never really into like cars like that. So Zoids were definitely fun model kits to build together. Plus, you could paint them up and stuff. Of course, I didn't know too much about paint rub or how to seal it properly when I was trying to do some of those, but now I'm a little more well learned. So my customs on Masters Universe toys are going to be looking a lot better. Let's see here. Gamer Buds Super 7 are really nice, but sadly they are out of price range to collect multiple for me. I hear you. They definitely are. Yeah, same. It's why I like the McFarlane figures. Standards 20 and 25. Mega figs are 40 to 50, and the paint and sculpt are pretty great for retail figures. Yeah, they just had for the Gold Series, McFarlane, they just announced the what's it called? The Batmo Beast with the death metal Batman with the scythe. Thing looks incredible. And I was actually talking with Ray from Collecting Classics just before jumping on here tonight. He was messaging me back and forth on, McFarlane's price tags are awesome. And for a lot of reasons, I know they talked about it briefly last night on GDL, but they, he doesn't have shareholders that he has to keep promises to. Big corporations, when they have their shareholders, they're publicly owned. They've got to keep those promises to the shareholders, and they do it a couple different ways. Normally, it's never good for the small guys that either work for them or the consumers like us, unfortunately. So, yeah, he doesn't have that. He doesn't have that extra responsibility. It's just him at the top. So he can keep his figures at a fairly reasonable price. And it's funny. Years ago, I would have never thought McFarlane would still be would be the cheaper collector's kind of figure. So it's kind of crazy. Then you probably love Resurrections, Predacog, and Xenozilla. I am going to have to check all those out because that definitely sounds right up my alley. Let's see. If I remember correctly, they're 35 or 40 bucks. Well, it's not too bad depending on how much detail and stuff like that are in there. That's actually really, really good. And Ray asked if I've repainted a lot of my figures. Currently, no. I'm just getting into customizing. I have just about everything I need to get started. So in the next upcoming weeks, I'll actually, again, be posting pictures of that to my IG where I have like entire trays of Origins figures broken down and just getting ready to start repainting those into different things. One of my big projects was going to be Wondar, but then Mattel gave us Wondar, so I didn't actually need to make that custom. However, if you've ever seen, there's an old 80s movie called Barbarians. I have an idea how to make both of those guys from that movie as Motu Origins figures. I'm going to see if it's going to work out, but some people are going to probably hate me. I've got to rip off some Man-at-Arms helmets, and yeah, it'll be a fun process. I'll actually document the whole thing and share those with everybody as I do them. So that's going to be a lot of fun to try and work on. And there's going to be a lot of trial and error. I intend on messing up quite a bit, but I'm not afraid about making that mistake because it's all learning. Just like tonight, I was a little worried about making mistakes, but the truth is, no matter what, it's still a success because I've learned something from that. Carol, I have flea markets all over where I am, and apparently the people who have booths do not know the worth of what they have. And that's very true. You'd send me some pics asking questions about prices, and then even the particular item that you're shipping to me was so I know the box was a little messed up, but I mean, seriously, it was undervalued for what it's at. So again, thank you very much for showing me that and let me see what you had out there. And I really appreciate you picking that up for me. Yeah, I have almost all the death metal figures. I love them and the comic. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I remember watching like a lot of those animated YouTube videos back, with the death metal songs with Batman and everything like that, kind of metalocalypse style. It was really cool, fun to watch those. Yeah, he does what he likes. If he thinks a figure will sell good, he will do the sculpt for it and sell it. Yeah, that's pretty much his philosophy. If he thinks he can make a couple bucks off of it and he enjoys doing it, it's fantastic. Of course, that's also why we have like 15 billion Batman right now. Not entirely a complaint, but it's a little much. I'd like to see some other characters. But he has really done a lot with the DC multiverse line. Whole lot. I know Mad Hatter was just doing another review with Bane not too long ago, and that figure looks gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. If you haven't checked that out, go hit Mad Hatter's channel, and he's been doing these little funny intro videos with himself now. Uh, it's been rather hilarious, but that Bane figure is sick looking. My desk right now is filled with some of the death metal figures and some Spawn figures, and a small place for a plate and my drink cup. Yeah, that sounds about right. Got the whole messy desk syndrome, going on. I think we can all relate. We've all been there. Nolan would look at me and ask if I've seen Barbarians. That's a fun film to check out. I'm not sure if it's on any of the streaming platforms right now, but it was these two twin bodybuilders back in the 80s. And yeah, it is just a little weird sword and sorcery movie. If you're into the genre of sword and sorcery, I hope so, being a Motu fan here. Um, yeah, it's a weird little niche movie. Definitely remember, like, for some reason, that movie really stands out in my mind, even though there was like a ton of sword and sorcery movies growing up. For some reason, that one stuck with me. And I just realized with swapping around a couple parts on some of these new Origins figures, I could definitely make the two guys from that for my Origins line. And I think that'll be a lot of fun. And thank you, Skelevator. I really, really appreciate that. It means a lot. You're what helped me get kickstarted here with us doing that $1 review and then getting into Toy Frenzy. Now we're 8 episodes deep in Toy Frenzy. Got the 9th one coming up this. Actually, yeah. Let me go over that, guys. So our normal time slot for Toy Frenzy on Saturday nights at 9. This week, we've had to do some schedule changes up. So this week, Toy Frenzy will be Thursday night at 9. Unfortunately, we had moved some things around, conflicting schedules, but we're going to go ahead and do this Thursday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 6 o'clock Pacific. So definitely join us. We are going to be talking with, I believe his name is, it's Justin Raish. Is that correct, Skelevator? He has been doing the stop motion animations for those Mo Tuesday videos that they've been doing, which are really amazing. And, again, growing up through the 80s and stuff like that, a lot of your special effects, Harryhausen stop motion, things like that. So that's going to be really, really fun to sit down and talk with him. And it's great to see that art form has not died out. People are still doing stop motion. And how great is it now that we're doing it with our toys? I think it's kind of like how we all felt as kids when we were playing with our toys. So now we're watching videos of people just playing with their toys. It's fantastic. And just need Mr. Freeze for the 66 line. That 66 line is really, really fun. I gotta admit, McFarlane, I did not expect to see so many oddities from the 66. Like you kind of expect like your standard casting crew, like Mego style almost. And McFarlane's just been doing the deep dive on side characters and everything else. And that has been so much fun to see those figures out there. Not to mention that Batcave playset. Skelevator did a video on that. That was really, really cool. One downfall with McFarlane, though, is he doesn't make a lot of female characters. So me being a DC fan, still waiting on a standard Wonder Woman, Supergirl figure. Yeah. I've actually mentioned that a couple times before. Where for some reason, as awesome as Todd can be, he does not like doing those, and I'm almost wondering if it has to deal with some controversy he got into in the early days of doing the Spawn figures, where with the mold and the print, he made what looked like almost like erogenous zones to help keep the armored chest plate from one of the angels in Spawn on her chest. And they looked like certain parts of anatomy that I'm not sure I can say on YouTube, so I'm just not going to say it. But in any case, they some kid cracked that chest plate off, and his mom freaked out, tried to sue him and get him in all kinds of trouble with the media because this woman had certain parts of anatomy on her chest, and she was not happy about it. So I'm wondering if that shied him away early on from doing a lot of female figs. It could be partially that, maybe. I don't know. That's just speculation on my half. I have no idea what his deal is with not doing as many female figures, but I'd really, really like to see more because there is a ton of characters he hasn't touched yet just because of that. And we got Vintage Mochu saying cool. And right here. Really looking forward to that next episode. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. I am super excited. We've been having a lot of great guests on Toy Frenzy. And man, it has just been a lot of fun reaching out and talking with these people and taking the time to sit down, get their knowledge, their experience, and see what they're working on, see some behind the scenes stuff. We had Mark Enright on, seeing his shop and everything like that and all the work he's been doing. And, I'm still like, he's dropping videos and doing different projects and stuff, even today on his IG. And I really, really love watching him work. And thank you, Scalavator. Glad I managed to pronounce that properly. Yeah. All right. Definitely. But I like the 66 line, but hate the scale of them because they don't scale with my other. It's an odd scale. It's an odd scale, but it almost makes them seem more human because they're slightly out of scale from his normal, more comic book-esque characters. So, I love that Batcave. And that was a great review, too. I loved seeing how many different computers came with that. That resonated with me. And I was looking at that Batcave, and none around here, unfortunately. At this point, it'd probably be impossible to find them at that great clearance price anymore. They're probably all gone. But I don't know. I was looking at it, and like I said, I was thinking about making like some kind of aliens hive kind of thing. And that Batcave playset gave me some ideas. So just a little bit of paint and maybe some paper mache in certain areas. Definitely turn that into like some kind of hive. Had that look to it. He said recently, and it's because female figures don't sell as well, and mostly boys toy line. Yeah, I guess I could see that, but Todd McFarlane's audience is adult collectors, where I don't think you really get that as much. But I mean, hey, he's the one that's been doing this for years, and he knows what those numbers are like. So I mean, really, I guess I would trust what Todd's saying, that if they don't sell as well, I get it. But I don't know. I mean, clearly there's an audience for them. We're all talking about it. Like, hey, we want some female figures. And I know it's been said on several other shows as well. So, yeah, like he needs to get on that. I mean, even if he's selling them, if he's not putting them out at retail where they might sit and peg warm, if he sets it up direct sale to customer from an online website, I think he'd be doing okay. You know what? That's a very good point. I will attempt to reach out to him. I don't know if he will remember me, but a few years back when I was working for GameStop as a store manager, we used to have the GameStop Managers Conference every year. And every year I would line up to meet Todd because he was always showing off what kind of new things he had coming out. GameStop definitely sold a lot of his stuff after Toys R Us was off the market too, especially. But I've talked to him on several occasions, and he did remember me from year to year. He knew me by name, by Oz. So maybe I will take a chance, reach out to him, and see what we can do about setting that up. See if he remembers me from several years ago. And I don't know. If anything, I'll just get a no reply email back, and we'll see. I'll just tweet him or something like that. I am on Twitter now, getting to learn how to do that. Vintage Motu talked me into it, and so yeah, now I'm on Twitter and I'm learning how to do the whole tweeting thing. And Thanos Copter, thank you. I mean, I really appreciate you guys showing up and watching these interviews. I have a lot of fun doing them, and it's really great getting to talk to different industry experts. So I'm glad you guys are enjoying seeing them and getting a chance to even ask them questions yourselves. That's really good. Todd, I'm just saying, your favorite Patreon, I'd love to be a fly on the wall. Well, yeah, definitely. Like I said, you heard it here. I'm going to be reaching out to Todd. Again, I don't know that I'm going to get any response from him. But hey, worst come to worst, we'll see. I reached out, if you guys all remember, a few weeks back for our watch party with Mega J Retro on the 1987 Masters Universe. I reached out to Dolph Lundgren to see if he would be down to jump in and, give us some commentary. He still has not seen that message, so I don't know if I'll ever hear back from him, but I'm hopeful. I am hopeful. Maybe we will hear back from the great Dolph Lundgren himself. Right now, I don't know if you guys know, he had some reconstructive surgery. He-Man went down. He got some reconstructive surgery done on his ankle, and he's been recovering from that. But from the pics on his IG, he's been doing well. Yeah, Nolan, that Batcave is amazing. Yep, that's right. Wizard of Oz can make it happen. I do my best, man. I do my best. I certainly try. And maybe Dolph needs a follow-up. You know what? That's a good chance. Maybe I'll reach out to him because, I mean, if he's just sitting around recovering, he's got nothing better to do than read fan mail, in my opinion. So I will reach out to him again, hit him up, and maybe we'll do a second watch party. Maybe we'll pick something different. What's another wonderfully terrible movie he's done? See if maybe he wants to do Universal Soldier. Tell him to hit up Jean-Claude Van Damme too. How about that? Oz could probably sell a car to sleep if he wanted to, so I'm sure. Look, I try my best, and I do have a way with talking with people. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So far, it's worked out pretty good. Reaching out and having different guests and all like that. Oh, yes, absolutely. That would be fantastic because, oh, man. Even though it wasn't the best Punisher movie out there, it was still really, really cool to like, for me, that was my first big Marvel movie was seeing Punisher. Even though like the only skull thing he had was his ring and the pommel on his knife. So that would be actually great to sit down and do a watch party of the Punisher with Dolph Lundgren. I think that'd be fun. A barbarian watch party. Okay. You know what the funny part is? I probably think we could actually stream that actual movie on YouTube and probably would not get it taken down. Skelevator, well, look, thank you for stopping in, and I really appreciate you being here. Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for you, I actually would not be sitting here doing this today. So thank you again very much. And well, I'll be talking to you tomorrow, and we'll be getting things set up for this Thursday for another episode of Toy Frenzy. So I will see you then, brother. And that's Nolan. That's your favorite version of the Punisher, the Dolph Lundgren one. Yeah, it was pretty good. It's definitely a much different take from the later ones that we got. I've actually loved all the Punisher movies, and I love the Netflix series. I've thought they've all been good. They're all just different takes and versions of them. They've incorporated different storylines. Still to this day, though, I think the best version was when John Bernthal first showed up in Daredevil season 2. They went through it's a shame. It seemed like it was kind of a waste that they went through almost every great epic Daredevil Punisher moment in that scene. but I thought it was fantastically done. And I'm really, really looking forward to see what project it is that he will be returning for as the Punisher in the upcoming Disney Plus, wherever he's going to be showing up now in the MCU. Really, really looking forward to that. Everybody saying goodbye to the Skelevator. Absolutely. So, guys, I mean, I know most of you have actually been on this journey with me over the last couple of months, as I've been navigating different YouTube channels and doing different collaborations with other people on their channels. So I figured it was definitely really time for me to get here and do my own thing and jump on doing this solo channel, getting it launched, getting myself out there a little bit more, and really just becoming a much larger part of this toy community on YouTube and what it is. I've really, really enjoyed being a part of it. I just started just a couple of years ago, really watching these videos and learning whose I liked, whose I didn't care for as much. Back when Origins was first announced, or when I started showing, I didn't even know it was announced. I really was that far out of toy collecting at the time until a buddy of mine just showed me couple pictures. He was working at Walmart at the time, and he showed me a couple pictures of He-Man Skeletor. Knew I was a fan. Didn't quite realize how big of a fan I was. And next thing I know, like, here it is 2 years later, and I am so deep into collecting this line. I've pretty much gotten everything through Wave 7 except for version 1 Tila and version 1 Evelyn. But I've actually got 2 of the 2000X Evelyns, and I have coming 2 of the Tila and Zor 2-pack. So I'm not too worried about getting that very first version of her for my collection. But other than that, I have everything from, Wave 1 through Wave 7. And now I'm finally getting more of Wave 8 finally. I'm only missing the Horde Trooper. Still looking for Wave 9. Even at the new toy store, wasn't able to see any of those. Still looking for any of Wave 10, but I mean, I know that's just starting to hit shelves, so I'm not too worried about that. Then we have the deluxe figures. I did finally find Terraclaw Skeletor and Flying Fist He-Man this weekend, but with getting the other 2 figures at a bit of a markup, held off on those. I'll definitely be back to pick those up. And then hopefully I'll find some more of the other waves coming out. But yeah, No Leech, have not found him out. And gosh, now I'm forgetting the other deluxe. No Leech was a deluxe. Oh, Snout Spout. How can I forget Snout Spout? Love that water squirting action. So bring back everyone, but recast Danny Rand, please. You know what? At first I would have agreed with you on that. But after going through Defenders and then finally having him in Luke Cage season 2, I was a little bit more in on it. Like, he definitely, he didn't take it seriously at first. And he even admits he didn't take it seriously at first. So like that first season of Iron Fist, which I love Iron Fist as a character, I definitely wasn't feeling it. But as time went on, I felt he got a lot better in the role. He definitely took it more seriously. So I wouldn't be so upset if they brought him back. There's probably some other people out there that might be able to pull it off better, though. Yep. Gamer Bub, we love having you here, man. You are fantastic. Little off topic, but I'm pretty excited to get my Dr. Ian Malcolm figure soon. Life finds. Is that the Mattel Creations Daddy Goldblum figure? Him laying out on the pad with the shirt open. Yeah, that's the Daddy Goldblum figure is what I call that one. Whoo, sexy figure. And we got Gamer Bud here. Telazor 2-pack. Can't wait to find that one. Yeah, like it's outstanding. I've been watching people post pictures and watching Skelevators review this past weekend. Wow. Like I really think they outdid themselves. I gotta say, like that bright gold look, I'm not all in on that because it kind of washes out any of the detail on those parts. But yeah, the overall though, it looks great. And I actually have the vintage Zor and vintage Screech. Both of them have the pole with the perch, but neither one of them have the base anymore. But I will be lining those two up against that new perch to see if it's actually, because the new one does look taller than the old one. So I definitely want to compare that and see what's going on. Thanos Copter. I was out of toy collecting for a while too. I just wandered into the toy aisle, saw Origins He-Man and Skeletor, and I was there's just this calling, right? You know, like especially with He-Man, you know, like you gotta have the power again. And you know, at some parts, especially with him being out of media as long as he had been, you know, you kind of feel like you lost the power. And this is one way we got the power back, and it's been fantastic. I've completely fallen in love with collecting toys again. It's so good. Real. Yes, absolutely. Daddy Goldblum. And Carol, did you tell me that Shira will be out? There's Shira from Masterverse is out now. She's appearing at retail. You can order her from Big Bad Toy Store or Entertainment Earth. I know you definitely were enjoying hitting up those flea markets. I would say keep looking at those flea markets, but if you're popping into a Walmart or you're popping into a Target, take a walk down the toy aisles and you may be able to find her there. She is a deluxe figure, so she's going to be at the higher price point, around like 32.99. So I mean that's pricey. You may not get as lucky as you did this past week, but yeah, check out. She is available in Masterverse. Comes to the Origins line. Unfortunately, the only way you find her is third party. So again, keep looking at your flea markets. May pop up there. I know Big Bad Toy Store had and Entertainment Earth both had Shira available at the retail cost again for a little bit earlier this year. And I should have those on the way when they'll ship. We'll see, though. We'll see. Ray Black. Me too. I'm stoked. Yes, absolutely. I saw that thing and I was just like, what is a figure coming out? Not nearly as impressed with the lawyer on the toilet, but I still think it's a fun like way they're doing those little sets. I mean, watching a lawyer get eaten off of a toilet, it's never not a good time. And want to get both the Masterverse and Origins Shira. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I wouldn't even mind finding the PowerCon Shira that they first launched in Origins a couple years back. If I could find that at the right price, I would definitely be trying to pick that up with the actual rooted hair again. Because the retail version of Origin Shira does not have the rooted hair. I'm not entirely upset about that. It doesn't matter as much to me. But as a nice collections piece, I'd definitely like to get that PowerCon Shira. That thing was gorgeous. And the trifold box and everything. Wow. Well, if you're willing to pay the extra bucks, definitely look. Anytime you're in a Walmart, Target, they have Princess Power Shira, Ketra, and the Filmation style Hordak where he's got like the blue instead of the black and gray. I don't know how well you remember Hordak from my toys back in the day. He had a gray look, even though in the cartoon he was always blue. So keep your eyes peeled. All of those should be there, and those are the only three in Masterverse that are Princess of Power so far. We've seen Frosta will be coming down the line. She looks fantastic too. Like these Masterverse figures, every time they're putting out a new one, it just seems that they get better and better and better as time goes on. I can't go on about how good Masterverse looked. At first, I wasn't all into them because I didn't care for those Revelation sculpts. Not that I didn't care about the characters in Revelations. I thought they were great, but for the higher price point and the way they looked, I just didn't care for them. And then they launched the new Eternia stuff with the Viking He-Man and the Barbarian Skeletor, then Beastman, Zodak. I was like, whoa, these guys look incredible. And then they keep putting more out and they keep looking better. That Jitsu, Collecting Classics did an awesome review on that Jitsu figure when he first got his hands on it. Man, it looks phenomenal. And same with he got the Masterverse Sunman. I enjoy having the Sunman in my Origins collection, but the Masterverse Sunman is something to behold. I love that translucent plastic on the wings. And again, Collecting Classics, right? He did a repaint and made a Moon Man, and that looks phenomenal too. So if you can, go check him out on IG if you don't already, and take a look at some of his customs. He did a custom Wondar and he did a custom Moon Man. Both of them look absolutely amazing. Thinking I have to pick the Buzzsaw Hordak and just do a repaint to make a Filmation Hordak. That's not a bad idea, actually. And the first version of Hordak that I found was the Buzzsaw Hordak. I managed to find him in store. That was actually my first deluxe figure from Origins. Didn't find Battle Armor He-Man or Skeletor yet, and walked in, and there was, boom, Hordak sitting on the shelf. Card was a little messed up. I was like, I don't care. I opened them anyway. Picked them up. I loved it. And then a little bit later, did get Hordak ordered online. So now I have both the original and that variant. May actually have to go ahead and do some paint apps myself and see if I can do that. And I kind of wish Masterverse would stop looking so good. I want to save some money. I know Mattel's really taking it to us right now. And like at first I was fine. Origins, it was a great price point. Very happy with it. And I couldn't have been happier. I thought it was a lot of fun. And then Masterverse, I was like, save my money. It's too expensive and I don't care for it. And then they wrangled me in on that. And then of course with Christmas around the way, Santa Claus picked up a couple of the CGI ones for my son. Looks like he might be getting some more of those from Santa Claus this year. So yeah, Mattel's just got me suckered in completely on everything. Yeah, the Moon Man does. It looks absolutely outstanding. So definitely, wow. His paint details on his customs, Ray does a fantastic job. He really, really does a good job with those. And let's see here. Or swap some blue limbs with the gray. I thought about doing that because I picked up an extra Rise of Evil 2-pack, and that blue look from the Cronus figure actually looks pretty close to what Hordak's blue looked like from Filmation. The only problem is the legs are a bit off, and that kind of puts me off from doing it. But you know what? I'm almost thinking, since he was always kind of biomechanical anyway, maybe putting those legs on Hordak wouldn't actually look so bad. I mean, it wouldn't look exactly like Filmation, though. I don't know. I'll have to roll it around. Maybe I'll take those out and play around with them a bit and see how it looks. I already did. I took my extra Battle Armor Skeletor and swapped I used my heat gun, swapped out the forearms, because the arms on the deluxe figures aren't supposed to come off due to the way the chest mechanics work. So having to pop off the forearms to swap to get the Keldor forearms on it with the bracers instead of like the fins. I did that. That's my custom work so far. That, making a couple of solid power swords from half power swords with a little bit of sanding and some glue. Want to be getting those painted up real soon myself. Get those detailed. Got a couple of different looks in mind. Picked up a couple of extra He-Man and Skeletors when they were on clearance, thankfully. Got He-Man was down to like $4.12. Skeletor was a little bit more expensive at like $8, but managed to pick up two of each. That was a lot of fun getting those guys. And between Origins, Masterverse, Classified, my wallet is hitting me. Yeah, Classified's definitely a killer one to get into. I love the looks of those figures. I gotta tell you, if I ever come across a Croc Master in store, I think I gotta pick it up because that Fiona, that crocodile, oh my god, she looked gorgeous. Not to mention, I think it'd be fun to use maybe some of those accessories like his whip, swap it out with Beastman's whip or something. I don't know. Just ballparking it. That big chain collar wouldn't look bad if Beastman was maybe controlling Fiona for my own little He-Man set. We'll have to see. The figures I would want, don't know if they've even done as figures, but I would want Wayne and Garth with Mirthmobile, even a Lego set of the Wayne's basement. That would definitely be cool. I'm a big fan of Lego sets. They've been doing a lot of the different TV show / movie sets. I'm not sure if that one's done. You could probably check on the Lego website and see if they have it. But as far as the Mirthmobile and Wayne and Garth, I'm pretty sure Mego did Wayne and Garth. Well, not Mego, but the Mego style figures, with the soft goods clothes and that weird body buck. I'm pretty sure I've seen those, but maybe they were just customs. Maybe they weren't actually Wayne's World figures. I have to dive into those a little bit deeper. It's funny, that style of figure seems to be gaining a lot of traction and coming back. I know a lot of people picked up that Ghostbusters 4-pack. I mean, Ghostbuster fans, unfortunately, have kind of been shorted in the last year or so without a whole lot going on. So it's definitely good to see something come out for those guys. And I'll be honest, like the figures overall look pretty nice. I think I still prefer the Mego real Ghostbusters version, but I might just be a little biased because I always was a big fan of real Ghostbusters and, the real Ghostbusters toys and everything like that. It's a shame too when they did the Kenner Classics Ghostbusters and I was seeing them on shelves in store. I was like, ooh, I really want to grab those, but I was all in at Origins and wasn't trying to spread the money around to too many toy lines. I stuck in my gun, and now it's like I'm kind of regretting that I didn't grab those because I've also seen the Ecto 1 finally show up, and it's like, ooh, man, I wish I hadn't skipped on those. But at the same point, you got to start drawing lines somewhere. You got to limit yourself. But yeah, I would be more into the Joe stuff if they made more 3 3/4 scale. Probably for the best. They haven't been doing a lot of those. I agree. The buddy of mine that I go toy hunting with, Ziggy, he likes a lot of the G.I. Joe stuff. And at first, when we were going on these toy hunts, we were finding a lot of like those retro style Joes with like the new body sculpts and everything. But on the retro cards, we were having a lot of fun picking those up and finding the different ones and everything. It was really, really cool. And then they just kind of discontinued them. But I guess that's because they're doing the O-Ring series with those 2-packs now. But I mean, it was kind of a bummer though, because it felt like they had just started coming out with those retro lines within the last couple of years. And then all of a sudden just, boop, nope, we're gone. And now we're re-releasing those figures, but completely in the vintage style with the O-Ring again. So here, buy another version of yet Duke, Cobra Commander, the Cobra Trooper, the Cobra Sergeant. It's like, I am so tired of seeing those guys to buy and rebuy over and over again. Like, could you just keep doing the regular 3 3/4 line? And yet, Classified's been killing it out there if you've got the dough for it. And that's one of his problems. He doesn't want to start over again collecting at a new scale. He wants to keep it that original scale. So he unfortunately, he loves the look of Classifieds, but he doesn't pick them up just because they're a little too pricey. Yeah, I'd like to get my nephew the Ghostbusters 4-pack. Absolutely. Get your nephew that 4-pack. Get it for him. Get that boy some culture. He needs some Ghostbusters in his life. I did get suckered into pre-ordering the Transformers. Yeah. I got the Baroness with the His Tank Megatron. That thing was awesome. I absolutely loved that. Absolutely. He loves Ghostbusters. He's been a Ghostbuster. Okay, excellent. Yeah, there you go. I was saying he needed to get some culture. Yeah, no, he's got it. He knows what's up. Oh man, that's so great. I love that we get to share the joy of all of these different things that we had growing up and seeing how timeless it really is. You know, my son watching Ghostbusters, he really enjoyed watching the Ghostbusters. He really enjoys watching He-Man. So like, these cartoons and some of these movies that we watched when we were kids that we fell in love with, it's funny seeing how that still resonates with a younger generation today. It still captivates them in the same way that it captivated us. I love that fact. When my son, when I have him here with me and we're playing with the He-Man toys, he really enjoys it. And I don't try to step in and be like, no, this is the way you play with these. No, I just let him go for it and see what he comes up with, because it renews my enjoyment with him as well. Whereas I'm pretty much content to look at him and play with him here and there. He actually likes really getting down and playing with them. So it's been a lot of fun getting to show him these and play with these toys with him. He prefers the old Ghostbusters more than the new ones. I think everybody preferred the old Ghostbusters more than the new ones. I mean, let's face it. The 2016 Ghostbusters kind of fell flat. It really was not that impressive. I still have not seen Afterlife, so I don't. No spoilers, please. I've been really good about avoiding them somehow online, especially with watching YHS and listening to the podcast. Like, managed to avoid most of those spoilers, and really happy to have for Afterlife anyway. But yeah, it's one of those things where I will definitely, as soon as I can, watch that and get caught up on all the new stuff, because hey, we supposedly have a new one coming down the pipeline in the next year or so, and I'm looking forward to that. The more Ghostbusters we could have, the better, because when I was a kid, I thought that was an actual job, and I wanted to be a Ghostbuster. I will, Gamer Bud. I promise I will. And Thanos Copter, hey, look, at least I'm not the only one. Thank you, Thanos Copter. We stand in solidarity of not having seen Afterlife yet. Power was out Sunday afternoon. My son came and grabbed my Masterverse Beastman to fight with his WWE figures. I feel sorry for the WWE figures, because I have a feeling Beastman tore him to shreds. Just the way it is. But that Masterverse Beastman, yeah, honestly, he looks like he's a gimmick. He really does, with the extra fur armor and stuff like that. Like, I could just see him coming down to the ring. Maybe play Welcome to the Jungle for his entrance music. I'd be cool. I'd like to see that. Hey, when we're talking, this Thursday, maybe I'll bring that up and see what we can do about getting maybe a little stop motion ring entrance with Beastman going up against some WWE guys. It's all in the Mattel wheelhouse, so I'm sure they wouldn't mind. Maybe it can push those the Target Geek Fallout wrestling figures they revealed a couple weeks ago for the Mattel line. I think a lot of us were hoping we might have seen some more Jurassic Park, or I kind of figured we might not see much with Masters of the Universe because we're getting Mo Tuesdays. But I was hopeful. My fingers were crossed that we would have gotten some, maybe some Mo 2 news that Friday, and all they did was the wrestling. And I'm a wrestling fan. And especially now that Triple H is taking the reins and running creative, it's gotten a lot better than it has been in previous years. But I gotta say, it was a little disappointing that was all they announced that day. But hey, it was still something. It's still cool. As Shawn Michaels, that figure looks great. Yeah, right. Beastman enters the WWE. They just got that Mattel Creations ring that they were showing off. Put that out, get Beastman on there. Oh, Beastman in a cage match would be insane. Do a little, Hell in a Cell Beastman. I'm in for it. I want to see that. I don't know who we'd put him up against. I don't know. I'm a big Undertaker fan. I don't know if Undertaker could take him, even at his peak. Maybe at his peak. Brothers of Destruction versus Beastman, I'd be down to see that. Well, guys, we're just hitting over the 1 hour mark here. I know it's a Monday night. A lot of people got to get up for work tomorrow. It's 10 o'clock here on the East Coast. Normally, when Skelevator and I do these things, we run for 2-3 hours, talking with our guests, talking with you guys in the chat. But I think I might just go ahead and wrap it up here for tonight. Again, I really appreciate everybody for being here tonight and letting this thing, it's absolutely been incredible to host a live myself, and it's fantastic seeing you all here. I was a little worried maybe nobody was really seeing the post. I was a little worried as a Monday, maybe nobody could jump on. But yet here you guys are. You didn't let me down at all. You guys were here, and it was fantastic. So again, guys, thank you so much for being a part of this. Definitely please hit that like button. And I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys are all subscribed already, but if you're not, please give me that subscription. I'm trying to really build this channel and grow it. Thank you to everybody who shared and retweeted my post today. Vintage Motu, I know you were here earlier. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Broadcasting it out, doing, your 2,000 followers on Twitter. That's great. Again, guys, this week, going to be a new Collectors of Power podcast coming out. Go check them out on YouTube. They're still growing as well. It's a fantastic listen to. I absolutely enjoy listening to those guys. They're great. They got a new episode coming out this week. And I believe after that, it's every other week, if I am correct. Vintage Motu, if you're still here, confirm that for me. I'm pretty sure it's every other week. So definitely check those guys. Everybody else who I've mentioned tonight, if for some reason you don't watch Geek Dad Life, get on it. Watching Toy Geeks every Sunday. I absolutely love watching Toy Geeks on Sunday. Toy Anxiety on Tuesday nights. It's fantastic. I love seeing, Craig and Jacob, Abby, and of course Ryan. Who doesn't love Ryan Dole? Checking those guys out on Tuesdays. Wednesdays. Go join us at, Duchess of Darkness's channel for Wicked Wednesdays. Every Wednesday she does a premiere. We have a lot of fun. Always great live chat. Definitely jump in and join us. And, again, following up, I know just about everybody here from Mega J's channel. Guys, we all know the man. We love the man. Make sure you watch Mega J every Saturday morning, 1 a.m. It's a bit late, or early, depending on how you look at it. If you're not subscribed to him, definitely do so. You go watch me on his channel a couple times in the past couple of weeks. If you hadn't watched that awesome watch party we had for Masters of the Universe, go check it out. That was a lot of fun with a running commentary from myself, Skelevator, Collecting Classics, and Mega J while watching Masters of the Universe 1987. It was good. All right, so I'm going to go through the chat here one last time before I sign off. Got Nolan saying that would be an epic match, wouldn't it? Brothers of Destruction against Beastman? Like, I'm all for this now. I kind of need to make it happen, I think. Great first stream, man. You aced it, Gamer Bud. Thank you. Wouldn't have been the same if you weren't here, man. Appreciate it. Nolan was a great stream, Oz. Had a blast. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. You and Ray, thank you guys both. Really, really appreciate you both being here. Ray, okay, Oz was awesome live tonight. You did amazing. Thank you. Duchess of Darkness, great first stream. Thanks. That means a lot. I know you've had quite a bit more experience than I on doing some of these, so I really, really appreciate that. I was very entertained. Well, even the content was interesting to jump into. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I hope I'm entertaining. I really try to be. Thanoscopter, fun hanging with you an extra night. Good stream. Absolutely. I've been busy this past weekend. Friday I did the countdown with Mega J. Then we followed it up with Toy Frenzy on Saturday. And now you got me all on my own tonight, too. So who knows? We'll see where the momentum goes. I don't know if I can turning into my own version of Ryan Dole here, popping up across 3 or 4 different channels a week, it seems. And that's just darkness. Awesome first solo live stream. Thank you, Oz. Appreciate it. I consider this my FaceTime with you, Oz. Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll definitely do some FaceTime again soon. Next time when I have Connor over, we'll give Auntie Carol a call, because I'm sure you would appreciate it, and he gets a kick out of seeing you on the phone. He thinks video chats are really fun. And we've got Ray, one major FaceTime. Scalavier, we have a fantastic toy family. Absolutely. Yeah, we definitely do. Like, really, all of you guys are like family. I see you guys all throughout my week, every week. This community has been absolutely amazingly welcome, and I have a blast with all you guys. I really, really appreciate it. Scalavier, again, thank you for that opportunity to do that review with you. That kickstarted this whole thing for me. And, I couldn't ask for a better co-host with doing Toy Frenzy. That we just have so much fun talking to all these different artists about their craft and about everything they're doing. It's really, really been an epic journey, and I can't wait to do more. And great job tonight. Great chat too. Thank you, Scalavier. Really appreciate it, brother. John Westby. Yeah, you showed up, John. Oh, man, I'm just getting ready to wrap things up here, but thank you for making it out. I know it's a bit of a short live. I only went for 1 hour. But, John, thank you very much for showing up, man. I really, really appreciate it. And definitely, I was saying earlier, I'm going to be trying to do these probably every Monday night around 8, 9 o'clock on Monday. Seems like that's going to be my time slot. So I'll be seeing you in about a week's time. We'll definitely be going over some things then. And Nolan, definitely, man. All right, everybody. Thank you again all for being here. Hit like, hit subscribe, please. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys. Well, I'll see you guys this Thursday on Toy Frenzy. Scalavier and myself, we're going to have a good show. And then we will also be doing, I'll be doing again next Monday. Again, that'll probably be 9 p.m. Between 8 and 9 p.m. That'll be somewhere in there. Past my bedtime. Night, Carol. It was great having you here. And Jay Peregrine, thank you again for showing up. I'll see you tomorrow morning, man. We got that hike to hit. All right, everybody. Well, thank you, and have a great night. Take care, everybody.